is Miss Mayweather again. I'm coming from my home to yours. Well, today we're going to do an oldie but goodie. It is the science behind making ice cream. I have here my little nephew, Issa. It's going to be my assistant. I don't have my Miss Flowers and my lovely Miss Segovia to help me, so Issa will be helping me today. So now, first off, my students should know the review here dealing with chemistry about the science behind making ice cream. So the background knowledge is you must know what is an element. Let's take a look at these words. Element, a pure substance made up of one type of atom, okay, and it cannot be broken down any further. You can find it on the periodic table. Yes. The next term would be compound. Now, compound is two or more elements or atoms that's bonded together, okay? You will not find it on the periodic table. What you'll find, find one by itself, and you can find the other one by itself. But you do not find a compound that's bonded together on the periodic table. The last one would be a mixture. Now, a mixture is, an atom. No, it's an element and a compound, okay? They can be mixed up together, but they're not chemically bonded together. So, what would be an example of a mixture? Like trail mix. Look at that picture. Okay, trail mix. And an example of a compound, great old H2O. And then an example of an element would be like hydrogen. Okay, the lightest element on the periodic table. The lightest element, period. All right, so let's get started. Let's look at the material list, all right? So we have several things you guys need to get together to make this lovely, lovely summer fun ice cream. So first, Issa, let's show them we're going to use some milk. Point our milk there, Issa. Now, I'm going to use almond milk, okay? At school, I don't use almond milk. We just use the cafeteria milk. We ball on a budget. But I'm going to use almond milk. And we're going to use sugar, lots of sugar. So for those of you all like, ooh, that's a lot of sugar, you shouldn't be eating ice cream. You cannot try to cut calories eating ice cream. So we got our sugar. You got the sugar there, Issa? Mm-hmm. All right. And we're going to use a little vanilla flavoring. And you can use different flavors. It's up to you. And let's see. Those are really the main ingredients. But we got one very, very important ingredient. It's not to be put in the ice cream, okay? This is the rock salt. Issa, we got some in a little jar there. Rock salt. All right. Now, for years, I've always used the rock salt in this experiment. And my former assistant, we used to always say, I wonder, could we use table salt? Well, Miss Flowers, this year I did use table salt, and it actually worked out. Now, I'm not going to tell you why you use the rock salt. That's part of your investigation. This is a whole investigation lab. It's not a beginning lesson. This is like my students. You guys are going to be investigating, and you tell me the science behind making ice cream. All right. For the sake of time, Issa and I have already mixed up. Let me see the back there, Issa. Mixture. The milk mixture. Okay. We have already mixed up our mixture. Okay, I'm giving you a hint now, students. This is actually our mixture, one of our mixtures. So in here, we have about 1 cup of almond milk, and you use regular milk, don't forget that. And we use about 4 to 5 tablespoons of sugar. Kind of, depending on your taste bud. If you don't like things really sweet, then you may want to use less. It's kind of up to you. And then we added just a tablespoon of vanilla. So we have that all in here. And what I did was, I just wanted to be safe, so I doubled it. You don't have to double it. So in here, I put my mixture inside of another bag because we don't want salt to get in our ice cream. And that has happened a few times to some of my students. They got salty ice cream. Sorry, guys, but you probably messed up a little bit. So make sure you pay attention. So that's kind of optional. I'm just being a little safe here. So I'm going to take the air out the bag. You don't want any air in the bag because when you get to shaking, you can actually end up busting your bag if they have air in there. So what we're going to do, let me see the ice back there, Issa. So we put about 2 cups of ice in here, all right? And we're going to use about, I'll say about a half a cup of, we're going to use the rock salt instead of the table salt. So Issa, let's get the rock salt. We're going to put about half of that in here. And again, I'm not going to tell you why we're using that rock salt. That's for my students to tell me why we're using that rock salt. What's the purpose of it? So now, I'm getting the air out. And Issa is going to, let me see that rock salt again, Issa. Let me see how much did you use. Let me feel it. I think we need a little more, Issa. Let's put a little more rock salt in there. Put about a half a cup. Okay, all right, there we go. Get the air out. And now Issa is going to shake this. My students remember this because usually you have like 4 people in your group and one person shaking for a minute, another person shaking for a minute, and it usually takes about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm trying to get all this air out. Okay, it's not coming out too good. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna help Issa out, and I'm gonna start off shaking. And you may wanna have a glove because this is gonna get really, really cold, so I may even have to grab a glove or a towel. So first, I'm gonna have Alexa set my timer. Alexa, set 5-minute timer. All right, so I'm gonna start you off, Ethan. I'm gonna shake, shake, shake. And I'm gonna shake for about, I want to shake it all over. This is my workout for today, y'all. My triceps and biceps. Work it out, work it out, work it out. I can already tell you one of those oven mitts. Go get your oven mitt over there. On the counter. It's cold already. And I'm shaking, shaking, shaking. Because you know we're going through states of matter here. We're going to go from liquid to a solid. I'll let you hold on to that piece so you'll have it. And you see how I'm doing this? Okay. I'm all back over here. I can shake my glasses off. Okay. I think I did my minute. Here you go, Issa. Don't stop. Keep shaking, shaking, shaking. Shake, shake, shake. Come on now. Swirl them around. Come on, shake, shake, shake. You know when you try. Make sure you hold that side. Don't want to bust it. Keep going. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake. There we go. I know you remember this with flowers. This is your favorite laugh. Shake, shake. Alexa, how much time? Keep going. Okay, so that's 2 minutes. Keep going, keep going. You know you're tired. Keep going. Shake, shake, shake. So now you know this is over. We got to shake for them because sometimes, you know, we don't be doing it right. And you're talking, oh, I just got cold milk. Well, you didn't follow instructions. So let me help you out. Because I can tell the way he's shaking. He don't end up with some cold milk unless you don't help him out. Whew. All right, guys. We actually finished shaking, shaking, shaking for the sake of time. So what we did after it has kind of solidified, you put it in your freezer and kind of wait, you know, like about 3 to 4 minutes. At school, we just go ahead and grub in, okay? We just dig in. Absolutely. We just go ahead and eat. Now, my nephew had some questions. One of the questions that he asked me was like, what is rock salt? Okay, guys, well, rock salt is just regular salt that we throw down during the wintertime to actually, you know, melt the ice outside. So it's nothing special. It's not something you have to order, you know, on a science catalog. It's just regular rock salt that we put down to actually melt the ice. And you can actually use table salt because some of you guys be like, I don't have any rock salt. Well, the table salt actually works very well also, okay? And what we're going to do now, we're going to take it out. Issa, let's take out our lovely ice cream. We're getting ready, ready, ready. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now you gotta be very careful here, Issa. I want you to wipe that off. Wipe off the outside because that's very salty. Okay. Now we're going to cut the, let me show you. Let me show you. Right here. You're going to actually cut, okay. You want to cut this off. So that way you don't have to even worry about nothing falling inside from the creases. So cut that whole part off. Okay. Okay. And I want my students to be thinking, you know, the science behind making this ice cream, and don't be trying to Google everything up. And I also want you guys to share and leave a comment, okay? Make sure you share my video and leave a comment. Okay, you got that, nephew? He was making a little spill here, so he poured it into his measuring cup. So Issa, you're on camera. Go ahead and take a little bite and let us know what it tastes like here.
It's good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So guys, we are successful here. So first off, 3 questions, no, really 4 that you guys are going to send back to me. Number 1, I want you to list all the compounds that was actually used in this experiment. Then number 2, I want you to list the mixtures that were in this experiment. And number 3, which is so very important, Issa, what was that number 3 you asked me?
What is rock salt?
No, you asked me what was the purpose of the rock salt. So, what is the purpose of rock salt? And then lastly but least, I just want you to kind of, be a little creative. What would you do to improve this experiment? Okay, guys, I want you to send that to me via email. Send that to Miss Maeweather. Be very creative in your thinking process and get started on making some ice cream. Bye, guys. Coming from my home to yours.